Hello and welcome to the Sarah Living Life YouTube channel. My name is Sarah and this is a whole YouTube channel that is just about what life with a disability can look like and kind of be, and how it's like fun and very medium and sometimes things are very annoying, and this is all just part of the experience of what it means to be a part of the disability community. And this video, we've got a couple different things to talk about. I am in my room in my new apartment with Eric. We've moved in, we've been about here for a month, so things are up and decorated and we have lights and these things are all very exciting. It's been really fun. So we're making lots of food and doing all sorts of great things. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I've been flying with the airline, so it's been pretty busy. I worked straight through the holidays. Those 6 days I had 2 back-to-back trips, but was very thankful that my trip ended on Thanksgiving Day, and then Eric and I had a really nice Thanksgiving dinner, and then the next morning we were up and out early and I was on another trip. So traveling has been pretty cool and haven't had any big or major issues, which is always great. We're gonna be hanging out. I've got things to do today, so I'm gonna be doing my makeup while we're just sort of chatting, if that's all right. You know, I was thinking a lot about coming back to the airlines. I was sort of nervous what that would look like just because you hear about so many things, and I've been off for like a year and let's see, March of 2020. So I haven't worked a trip since then, aside from the month of November. So I was just a little nervous, you know, would I remember how to do everything? And it was kind of funny in how the same everything was, even though it was different. Some of our airplanes have changed. They've redone a lot of the galleys, especially in the front. So all of the 321s that I've worked so far have closets up front, which is just really nice. When you're working the lead position up there, you can put your bags in the closet. There's little clips everywhere to hang up paperwork and gloves. So those are like silly things that I love if I were to design my own airplane, right? So I like those. So with my seniority right now, I am able to hold 3-day trips, and I'm able to work 2 flights per day that typically take me out to the West Coast, which is the stuff that I like to work, which is just amazing that that's what I get to work, right? So I'm starting my 9th year right now. I was hired in 2013, so I've finished 8 years with the company, and I'm starting my 9th, which just sounds so wild saying it out loud, like, oh my gosh. I was 23 when I started, and I'd never been to the East Coast aside from like a trip when I was in grade school, but I'd never lived out here. Snow was like a whole thing I had to figure out. It's been a little bumpy, but for the most part, like really fun. I'm really thankful. So, you know, when I first moved here, we didn't make very much money at all for starting out as a flight attendant. You're on call. Like, you don't know if you're gonna work or not. I remember being like, doing my laundry, and I had taken it to a laundromat and my clothes were in the washing machine, and I got called to go to the airport. So I literally had to walk back to the laundry machine, open up my clothes in the middle of the like washing cycle, scoop up all of my wet, soppy clothes and carry them back to my apartment, and I just dropped them on the floor because I didn't have time to dry them because I had to be at the airport within 90 minutes, right? So it's just kind of fun to see how much we've grown up since then. And that first apartment that I had, I was living in West Philadelphia. We didn't have any money. The 3 of us flight attendants were all had started that same year. So we didn't have furniture in the apartment. I just remember like sitting on the kitchen floor because that's the only room that had a light in it actually that didn't need a lamp. So I just remember sitting in the kitchen floor, listening to this radio that my roommate had found at a thrift store, knitting. So I'd taken up knitting, and I was just sitting on the floor knitting, waiting for crew scheduling to call me. We got tables and chairs and a TV, but it was a little tough that first winter, just sitting on the floor knitting. But you figure it out, right? So then fun to be like, Eric and I are in this space together. We've got 3 bedrooms, and you know, we've got really nice, fun things that we have collected in our lives to put up and sort of decorate it with, which is really fun. So just kind of neat. And then thinking just about who I am and the things that I've done and why I've done them. And it's people have been asking, you know, what have I been up to for the past 1.5 years since I haven't been working as a flight attendant. So, but largely I've done lots of things. I a flight attendant. I've been working on building this adaptive program at the Philadelphia School of Circus Arts. So then I'm starting to teach circus. I've been practicing as an occupational therapist. I've been doing tons of just consulting and writing and reading. But I think ultimately it's just, I've been doing things that I want to do. And I just say yes to things. And maybe I say yes too much. And maybe that's something I should probably work on. But even thinking about, why I do all the things that I do, it's really fun to sort of think that I just do the things that I find that I'm interested in, and thinking that that's all the things that we should do are the things that motivate us. And I just wouldn't want anyone to not do something because they have a hand difference or because they have something or other. I think that all shouldn't be the barrier, and that maybe there's something that we really want to do and maybe we can't do that specific thing, but there's so much adaptations that can happen that maybe there's a different way to sort of get within that same type of career or that same different type of job. And that's what I'm thinking, is just really trying to empower people to do the things that they want to, and that's totally fine, and that we should really engage in the things that we find meaningful in our lives, right? That's the big tagline of occupational therapy. But honestly, aerial arts, of all of the sports that I could have chosen to do, aerial arts is the one that just makes me so happy, and I love it so much. But it might be one of the hardest ones to do as a person who's limb different, right? It is a ton of upper body strength. But it would be helpful if I had both of my hands, but it's the one that I really like and the one that I find really meaningful. So it's the one that I'm going to do. Whereas soccer, I think I shared that before. No, I just, that's not what feeds my soul. Don't love to run. If I could never run, that would be great. Whereas other people love running and would totally not enjoy the aerial arts at all, right? So it's really just that we are these really wonderful, beautiful, complex people, and that we have interests, and that there will always be a way for the things that we're interested in. It might look a little different, it might look a little funky, but that's truthfully, I think, where we're going to be the most happy, the most at flow, doing the things that we really want to. So if you are hanging out and it feels like there's these big barriers to the stuff that you want to do, whether it's just something for fun or a job or any of those types of things, I hope that this is just that little you got it that you need in that, or that would be helpful, that you can totally do it. All of this just goes to show that if you want to do whatever that fun thing is that you want to do, but don't necessarily see a way for you to do it, do it. Absolutely. Go for it. And if you don't see or feel like there's a distinct pathway for you, make one up. And that is totally fine. There is this huge community of people that are here to support you and want you to succeed and are here to help with different strategies and adaptations, and even just that emotional support of yes, you got this. So go out there and do it. Be a flight attendant, occupational therapist, aerialist, podcast person, do all of the things. I'm huge supporter of that. But also make sure you sleep and have fun and do those fun things too. All right, I'll see ya. I am off to go get some plants. I'm so excited. And then Eric and I are gonna head out for dinner tonight. So I will see you next time, and then share, and subscribe. Bye. You totally have this, and I'm here to support you. Yeah.